10 laws in the UK every immigrant must know. So you've arrived in the UK. Maybe it was the promise of a better life, world-class education, or just the charm of rainy afternoons and endless cups of tea. Whatever your reason, welcome. But before you dive into fish and chips or get confused by words like loo and quid, there are laws in the UK every immigrant must know. These aren't just legal technicalities. They're the rules of the game. Whether you're staying long-term or just visiting the United Kingdom, this video breaks down the top 10 laws every immigrant should understand. And trust us, number 3 could save you from a lot of trouble. 10. Reporting emergencies and dealing with the police. In the United Kingdom, 999 is the emergency number for police, ambulance and fire services. This applies to everyone, not just British citizens. Immigrants are encouraged to report crimes and emergencies without fear of being reported to immigration enforcement. Home Office guidance makes it clear that police prioritise public safety first. UK police are largely unarmed and trained in de-escalation. While identity checks can occur, especially during a criminal investigation, immigration checks do not happen routinely for victims or witnesses of crimes. Politeness and cooperation go a long way, especially during minor infractions like fare evasion or public disturbances. 9. School is mandatory for children aged 5 to 16. UK law requires that all children aged between 5 and 16 years must receive a full-time education. This can be through public school, private education, or approved homeschooling. Parents who fail to enrol their children may be fined or prosecuted under the Education Act 1996. Public schools are free for legal residents, and local authorities offer school placements, free school meals for low-income families, and transportation assistance in some cases. Enrolling your child is a legal responsibility, whether you're a permanent resident or living in the UK on a temporary visa. 8. NHS isn't completely free. The National Health Service, NHS, is admired worldwide, but it is not entirely free for immigrants. Most visa applicants must pay the immigration health surcharge, which currently costs £624 per year for adults and £470 per year for children. Once paid, you can access GP services, emergency care, and hospital treatments without extra charges. However, prescriptions cost around £9.75 per item, and dental, optical, and some specialist services often carry additional fees. Tourists or short-term visitors should get private health insurance as they are not covered by the NHS. 7. Be careful with public drinking and disorderly behaviour. While enjoying a pint in a pub is part of British culture, being drunk and disorderly in public is a criminal offence under the Public Order Act 1986. Many urban areas have public space protection orders that ban public drinking, especially in parks, near transport hubs, or city centres. Drinking alcohol on London public transport is banned by Transport for London TfL regulations. Violating these laws can lead to on-the-spot fines or police action. If you're caught engaging in antisocial behaviour, even minor offences could affect visa renewals or future immigration applications. 6. Driving in the UK requires more than a licence. Foreign nationals can usually drive in the UK with a non-UK licence for up to 12 months. After this, you must exchange your licence if your country is on the approved list, or take a UK driving test. Car insurance is mandatory. Driving without insurance can result in a fine of up to £5,000, points on your licence, and even vehicle seizure. Using a handheld phone while driving is illegal and can result in 6 penalty points and a £200 fine. Road safety laws are strictly enforced across the UK. 5. You must pay taxes and have a national insurance number. If you're employed or self-employed in the UK, you are legally required to pay income tax and national insurance contributions. To do this, you must obtain a national insurance number, NINO, which you can apply for online or through a Job Centre Plus office. Employers must deduct income tax under the pay-as-you-earn payee system. In tax year 2024 to 2025, income over £12,570 per year is taxable. Evading tax or working cash in hand without reporting it can affect your visa status and is a criminal offence under the Finance Act. 4. Housing laws and the right to rent check. Landlords in England are required by the Immigration Act 2014 to perform a right to rent check before leasing property. This means they must verify your legal status by examining documents such as your passport and visa. Renters have legal rights under the Housing Act 1988, including protection against illegal eviction, rights to safe and habitable housing, and mandatory deposit protection schemes. If you're asked to pay rent without a contract or upfront in cash, it may be a scam. Seek advice from Shelter UK or Citizens Advice if unsure. 3. Respect visa conditions to avoid serious trouble. Your visa isn't just a document, it's a legal agreement. Violating any term such as working without permission or overstaying by even 1 day can lead to deportation or re-entry bans under the immigration rules. Examples of violations include working more than 20 hours a week on a student visa, failing to update the Home Office with your new address, not leaving the UK before your visa expires. Always set reminders and seek professional immigration advice if your situation changes. Ignorance of the rules is not a valid excuse. 2. Equal rights and anti-discrimination protections. One of the most important things to know about living in the UK is that discrimination is not just frowned upon, it's against the law. Thanks to the Equality Act 2010, it's illegal to treat someone unfairly based on protected characteristics like race, nationality, religion, gender, sexual orientation, age, or disability. And yes, this law fully protects immigrants, refugees, and asylum seekers, not just British citizens. Discrimination can happen in many places: at work, in housing, in education, or even when accessing public services like healthcare or transport. For example, if a landlord refuses to rent to you because of your background, or a manager treats you unfairly due to your accent or skin colour, that's discrimination, and it's illegal. If you ever find yourself in such a situation, you're not alone. You can file a complaint with ACUS, Advisory, Conciliation and Arbitration Service, contact the Equality Advisory Support Service, or even take your case to an employment tribunal. Hate crimes, including verbal abuse or threats made online, can and should be reported to the police. The UK generally prides itself on promoting inclusion, diversity and respect, and the law reflects that. Anyone who violates these laws can face hefty fines or criminal charges. 1. Workers have strong rights. Use them. When it comes to working in the UK, you've got more protection than you might expect. From the very first day of employment, regardless of where you're from or what kind of visa you hold, you're entitled to basic workers' rights. That includes the national minimum wage, which is £11.44 per hour for workers aged 21 and above, as of April 2025. At least 28 paid holiday days a year for full-time workers, legal rest breaks during shifts, sick pay and parental leave, and protection from unfair dismissal. If you think you're being mistreated or underpaid, you can contact HMRC, reach out to ACUS, or join a trade union. Your rights are protected by law, so don't be afraid to speak up. There you have it. Laws in the UK every immigrant must know, from visa rules to work rights and public behaviour. Whether you're living in the UK permanently or just visiting the United Kingdom, knowing these laws will help you thrive. Like, comment and subscribe for more useful tips on UK life. Thank you for watching this video. Please don't forget to subscribe and turn on the notification bell.